L2 or log into my
Okay, it's 12:01. 3 people.
Cool.
Email. We just gave an email out, so give it a few more minutes before we start recording.
Where's the chat show up?
Chat should be.
I think we're not 3%.
That's fine.
Hello, Instagram.
Hello to the world.
One of you should monitor Instagram.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Ron just joined the Facebook. All right. Great.
Oh, you know what? It's not even live yet. Wow, we are now live. Feel alive. i2R CNC started a live video.
Okay.
Sweet.
What's that?
Hello, everybody coming in on Instagram.
Alright.
What's up? We got Tony Cuts. We got Joe Pay Laser. And are we up on
We
all
got
the systems?
a couple of people joining us on YouTube.
Big Mr. Mike. Shout out. What's
Hey,
going
Greg.
on?
What's
All right.
up, Greg?
Well, everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us at the top of the hour here on Shoot the Chips with i2R CNC. So this is our premiere episode of a weekly live stream that we'll be doing where we talk all things CNC and specifically about i2R CNC, kind of our role and our mission as a company. That's what a lot of today is going to be, just introducing ourselves, getting to know us, and then please respond in the comments, any questions you have, and we can get to know you, and we will get to those questions. So thanks again for joining us. I'm going to pass over to our CEO, Fu, and he will tell you a little bit about himself and about the company.
Hey guys, thanks for joining on our first live stream. We hope to bring you more of this content on a weekly basis. We'll try to switch it up every week. But we kind of just want to put ourselves on camera so you guys know who we are, who you're speaking to on the phone, who you're doing business with, and try to get to know each other a little better. That's kind of the purpose of the live stream. Today I just want to share a little bit about the company and our vision and mission of what we're trying to do here at i2R CNC. We see CNC technology as a very important aspect to the future of our younger generation. So our vision for the company is for people to build a better future with automated technology so we could build a better world. Just imagine all the kids who grow up graduating high school or even middle school that they're exposed to CNC technology, 3D printing, all these creative things that we never had back in the day. So we envision a world where everyone should have access to this, and that is part of our mission, is to equip people with computer-aided tools so that they can create unique products in the comfort of their own home or office or warehouse, wherever you may be, while getting a seriously unforgettable user experience from our team here, because that's really one of our main core values is communication. Like as soon as the machine leaves the warehouse, we are on top of it, we are tracking it, we're making sure it gets to you on time. Once you receive it, we make sure you have all the right information, and we really want to get you feeling comfortable about diving into the CNC game. So we make sure to get on the phone with you, book an appointment. We do an onboarding session where we literally log onto your computer as if we're next to you and just make sure you get connected. And our ultimate goal is to stay in communication with you all the way through until you're literally cutting on your machine within the first day. And that is really what we're trying to do here. And there's a bunch of other things. But right now I'll pass it over to Sunny, my business partner, which a lot of you guys know.
Hey guys, welcome to our first ever webinar. So we plan on doing this once a week at least. Once again, the whole reason for this is for you to know who we are, meet us face to face, put a face to the name. And I look forward to doing this every week, getting on this webinar. So it's been a great 3 years since we launched our very first product, i2R. My role here, for those of you that don't know who I am, is I'm co-founder with Fu here. I'm the COO, and I manage all the operations along with all the sales. So a little bit about me, who I am, what I do. I started out as a college student, not sure what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew I had a certain set of goals I wanted to accomplish. So the biggest challenge for me in life was doing something out of my comfort zone, right? A lot of people, they become stagnant because they don't grow. And how do you grow is by being uncomfortable and challenging yourself. So while I was going through college, not sure what I wanted to do, I looked at the Marine Corps. Growing up in New York City, 9/11 had a big deal to do with it. So for me, I raised my hand, volunteered. I joined the Marine Corps, applied for the officer candidate school, not sure if I was going to get in or not. So I went ahead and did that, and what resulted was I got accepted. I wasn't sure I would actually get in, but it worked out for me. After I joined the Marines, accepted my commission back in 2010 after I graduated college. And biggest life lessons there was I realized I was able to do a lot more than I thought I was capable of doing. I found myself learning how to fly planes, aircraft. I was in the training pipeline there to be a naval flight officer as a backseater. A lot of you who are familiar with Top Gun, Goose in Top Gun, he's a naval flight officer there. So that's what I did for a bit. And then toward the end of my career, I went to the ground side. I worked in logistics. So a total of 8.5 years active duty there. And then I decided I wanted to come back out to the civilian world and create something. I wasn't sure if I was going to go back to the corporate world or if I wanted to start from the beginning. So from there, in the back of my head, what was the next step in my life? How was I going to achieve these goals? So that was to create a business, and the opportunity came with Fu and myself, this technology called CNC. At the time, I had no idea what CNC was, but our partners all had the experience. It was brought to me, and I loved that you can create, right? You can create something from nothing. And as an entrepreneur, as a business mindset, the biggest things I learned from the Marine Corps that carries over to today is, what is your mindset? You have to have a goal and come up with ways to attain that. So that business mindset has always stuck with me to grow. And that's what made me want to start from scratch and build a business. So CNC technology, it's something that's amazing because you can create your projects. You could shrink down the amount of time it takes to actually go from an idea to a reality, which is your end product, and put that online and sell it. And that's something a lot of people like you out there, I know that if you are of the same mindset, you want to be able to do that, but also with ease. And you don't want to do that by yourself. So we've been doing this on our own, and we want to share that same technology and the support with you. We want to share our vision. We want to give you this access, and it's not just a transaction with us. We do this because we want to introduce you to who we are, the brand that we represent, and why we do what we do, right? So when it comes to CNC, there's other things that we are here to help you. It's not just a machine, but we put a lot of time, money, and investment into building a solution for you, one that will last you a lifetime. So that's kind of what my background story here at i2R is, and I see a lot of our current users on here, and I'd love to shout out and call them out, but I can't really see the names. But I see a lot of hearts.
Keith Fleming
Keith,
from Ireland.
okay. I see Ron. All right. So the next thing is Fu shared our vision. He shared our mission, and then for you to understand a little bit more about us, I wanted to talk about our core value as a brand. Okay, so these are ours. Feel free to share in the comments on what each of these core values mean to you. So the first one for me is integrity, right? So integrity to me means doing the right thing when nobody is watching. That's in your personal life, that's in everything you do in your business, and even in your relationships. So here at i2R, we're very, very important about maintaining our integrity and how we communicate that to you guys on the other side of the camera. So these are all core values that we sat together. We sat in a meeting one day and we were like, what is the most important thing to us? And this is what we have. So integrity, that's the one I picked. And then we have communication, purpose, initiative, and fortitude. So Pat's going to talk about a little bit about what purpose means to him. But most importantly, he's going to introduce to you what he does here and his little story on what makes Pat. And I know a lot of you have seen him talking on our content. All the cool projects, all the animation, all the videos, all the hard work that's being put into there. For a lot of you that have been following us from the very beginning, it's been revamped and it's been improved, and this is all because of Pat. So I'm gonna let him share with you what he does here. Pat?
Cool. Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. So I'm Pat. I'm the marketing director here. I got into this job, so I studied film in college. I actually ended up transferring into film because I got to school and decided, yeah, that's the bag. That's what I like doing. So studied that, got out of school, COVID hit, as everybody run into some issues. But then I moved to the city when I thought it was, kind of making a comeback, and I was looking for work. I was on, I believe, Indeed one day, and I saw a listing by a company, i2R CNC LLC. And I was like, well, that's awesome, because they are 3 collections of 3 letters. So let's go with that one. And then looked into it a little bit more, sent out my application, heard back, got an interview. So I really looked into, like, okay, well, what's even a CNC? Because a lot like Sunny, before this opportunity presented itself, I never had heard of a CNC. And after I looked it up, at first it was, just an application I sent, when you're applying to jobs, you got to send out a bunch of those. But after I looked into a CNC, and specifically the CNCs that this company makes, I started getting really excited. And, that when you're in the interview process, that can be a gift and a curse. So I just started getting all these ideas for video content and projects to do on the machine. And in the interview, I was telling them about it. And I mean, I assume they liked it because I'm here today. So that's a plus. But anyway, fast forward to today, I've been working here for about 10 months now. Never touched a CNC before, and now I can say, honestly, it's a breeze to run it, which feels great because I know, as much of a deep respect as I have for traditional woodworking methods, I know I would not be able to produce the products that I can now in a matter of 8 months through studying either technique. So that's one of the reasons I think CNC is so incredibly important and vital to spread information about and create better awareness. The core value I wanted to talk about is purpose. I think that especially for a company, having a purpose is important because otherwise you're just trying to sell stuff for the sake of selling stuff. And I think the education mixed with the individual potential that is in every person who owns one of our machines is a really great purpose to try and push as a company. And I just feel like this company does a really good job at giving their users all the tools necessary to succeed in whatever they want to do with our machine. So it's a purpose that I really believe in and enjoy. And with that, I will pass it over to Joel, who many of you have probably talked to over the phone, but now you get to see his wonderful face, and he will tell you a bit about himself and the core value that he wants to expand on.
And also before that, if you guys in the chat there, if you can share what your purpose is in life, anything that you do, put that in the chat, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Joel, over to you.
Okay. Thank you for the kind words, Pat, and especially it's a pleasure meeting all you guys for the first time. I know usually you can't see my face, and especially in the videos, you don't really get to see me, but this is a person that you've been usually talking to. I'm part of the customer relations team, and specifically how I found this job was that I first started off just like Pat was mentioning. I was just a student in college. I just graduated, and especially with the struggle of COVID, right when I just graduated, everything was just difficult just finding a job because everyone was worried about the pandemic. And so I just sent my application trying to find an internship for my mechanical engineering internship. And so usually what happened was that I was just waiting a few months because a lot of jobs weren't there. until I saw i2R CNC call me in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. And it just shocked me because I was always struggling just trying to find an internship, especially in New York, since it's really difficult. And they just gave me the opportunity. And so when I heard it was a CNC company, I just thought to myself, what a gift. Because when I was in college, I always wanted to just get into automation, and especially putting my designs into reality. And they just gave me the opportunity. And so when I went to the internship, they just talked with me. And they just told me, tell me a little bit about yourself. And I found that the company shares the same ideas as me, that they just want to give the opportunity to everyone to just use automation as the future. And, you know, usually I would say with just tools and stuff like that, woodworking traditionally it's pretty hard for customers. And usually you would just use a CNC so you can reduce that, especially those repeatable tasks. And especially it's pretty cool just to use the CNC machine. So anytime you have an idea, you just bring it into reality. You just first design it on a CAD system, and they taught me how to use the CAD system, which was pretty cool when I started off. I was used to just doing SolidWorks or just doing AutoCAD, and then they taught me how to do Vectric. And so when I started learning about the softwares, I just thought to myself, it's pretty cool that I just made this, and now I just want to use this idea that I just made just to import it into the CNCs. Just like that, I just got the ability just to use the CNC machines. And I think usually at first we're always a little bit nervous when we're seeing the CNC machines, because we just look at it and we're thinking like, oh, how am I going to import this file into the CNC machine so I could use it? And I would say everything was at first, because thanks to Sunny and Fu, it just helped me throughout the whole entire process. It went pretty easy, and so it encouraged me to help people, especially you guys, just to do the same. I know it's pretty nerve-wracking just using a CNC machine for your first time, and I always wanted to just help other people, especially since Sunny and Fu were always there for me. I know there's been a lot of times where, especially when I was using the CNC machine, I would come across mistakes, but I would always push forward, and I always learn from my mistakes. And I would say it was in my position, I would usually just try to first prepare everything for you guys, the machines, and find if all the products are there. Then afterwards, I'll just ship it to you guys, and then afterwards, I'll contact the carriers. And then I'll try to find out what exactly is going on with the package, and I'll just speak with you guys so that way you know exactly what's going on throughout the whole entire process. And then I'll try to schedule the onboarding session so that way you guys could get accustomed to doing your first cut with the CNC machine. Since this is an entry-level CNC machine, it's pretty easy starting off, but if you don't get the necessary help in the beginning, it could be kind of difficult. And I always want to schedule with you guys just to use the CNC machine and find what date works best for you. And then afterwards, I'll log into your computer, and then I would just try to teach you as best as I can, so that way you guys could just start off using the CNC machine, and again, you'll be accustomed to using it. And one of the core values that I would say I like the most is fortitude, especially since it's kind of hard just using a CNC machine by yourself. I would say it's always great to have other people around you helping you through this. And anytime you just fail on your first project or second, you know, usually you always do some mistake starting off, but you never beat yourself up to the point that you say, I just give up. You keep pushing forward. And I think as a CNC company, they helped me just go through this experience of just going through whatever is a challenge and pushing forward as best as you can.
Great. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. I see XYZ Wood Creations here on Instagram says, humility, willing to learn no matter how much experience I have in carpentry. Learning CNC has been humbling to know that there is a whole new avenue of woodworking. That's great. That's better words than I could have said myself. Definitely agree. Okay. And then, hey Greg, I see you, Greg. Greg actually just picked up his CNC last week, so he's one of the new members of the i2R community. Welcome, Greg, to the i2R family. Don't forget to join our Facebook owners group also. You'll get a lot of value out of there from other fellow members. And that's the one thing I love about the i2R community, especially that Facebook group. It's so positive. And earlier, before I mentioned mindset, right? That mindset of positivity and just helping each other through whatever it may be, not even just the CNC, but also on your woodworking or even your small business and how to grow that. We're all here with like-minded people, and we all want the same thing, and that's success for ourselves, our family. If I'm doing well, I know my partners are doing well, I know my friends are doing well, I know you all are doing well. So it's a constant effort, and everyone putting that effort together and sharing what they've learned, we help cut down the time and energy it takes to get to where we all want to be. Great. So one thing I did want to share too is our company has like our tagline. For the longest time, we didn't have a tagline. So people would ask us like, what is your biggest focus on what you do? And so in 3 words, we try to narrow it down, and that's basically what we came up with was CNC, your future. Okay, so I'll say that again. That's CNC, your future. And basically for me, it's everything you do has a set purpose. I think there's a lot of certain message here that we can all take away from this one session, at least, about why we do what we do and the reasons behind it. And that's to, 1, provide for ourselves and our family, and also reach these high levels of success. So the CNC is the tool that we have that empowers us to attain that success in growing our woodworking business. And not just woodworking, just so you guys know, we have a lot of plastic material businesses out there. They use it for drone making. They use it for making computer components like PCB boards. Not just the carpenters out there, you know, the woodworkers, we love you guys, but also just to let the plastic guys, the weapon manufacturers guys out there, and also aluminum soft metals. So this is all based off our entry line, our B series. The i2R B series has been our most popular one, but above that, we've also got other machines. Like the longest time, I know we've been starting at a very low price point for the entry line for guys to get started, but also we have a high level production machine called the Executive. So you're gonna see a lot of new innovative things come out within the next month, and also toward the end of this year. You're probably asking about like, what is this thing behind us? Well, stay tuned. You'll see we'll slowly start rolling out these products, and this is going to be a bigger vision. We're trying to think a lot bigger. We're not just trying to provide you with a CNC tool. We're trying to provide you with many different tools so your shop can grow and scale and get you to where you need to be, where you want to be. And we're going to be here, and we're going to be here to support you. Like Fu said, it's not just after the sale. We're here to do the onboarding session. Even after that, 5 years from now, when you're ready to move up to a 4x4 system or explore other opportunities of manufacturing, we're going to be here. i2R, imagination to reality. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be here with you, sharing your success. You'll see that a lot of us, Pat especially, will share a lot of content that you guys put out there, that you create. And that's part of us helping you be known out there in our network. So that's one of the cool things that we'll do for you too. Like, come on, tag us. Even if it's a product that you haven't shared, tag us. We're more than happy to share that and put it on our stories, on our platforms. And there's a certain level of value that I hope you guys can see there just from these certain topics. So I mentioned earlier we have some new CNC levels coming in to play. So we have the A series. The A series is going to be a beefier version of the B series. So that one comes fully assembled. It weighs just around 400 to 600 pounds, depending on which model you get. It's still going to come 2x2, 2x3, 2x4 feet. That one is going to be only 220 system, right? But you get a full 3 horsepower spindle, liquid cooled. You get the larger tooling. You can fit that 1/2 inch in there. And then the other biggest one that we've been doing pre-orders on is the W series. The W series is our wide series, right? So the neat thing about that one is it's a fully assembled system. Difference there, it's 4 foot by 2 foot. So essentially now you have the ability to take a full sheet 4x4, 4x8 infinity, you can tile and cut out that entire sheet a lot easier. So that one's great because it's a closed loop system. You're going to be able to maintain the position always. You're never going to be in a point where your system's not going to know where it's cutting because it's out of whack from maybe you crashed the system, something like that. So the greatest thing on that too is also it's an air-cooled spindle. Many features to come. That one we're expecting to arrive around middle of July. We've got some great promotions on it right now. This is the only time we're going to be doing it because we want to push out as many of those off the production line as fast as possible. So those are our two big announcements for our new high-level machining. And then, of course, we still have the executive series, and we have more to come on that.
Yeah, we're doing like $500 off right now for pre-orders on the A and W, and it's probably the best time to get in right now. I think we were talking about for this live stream, we could do like an extra special for you guys. So if you guys send us a DM, say i2R live stream, or send us an email i2R live stream, we could throw in an extra $200 off on your pre-order. So just send us an email or send us a DM, i2R live stream. That's the code. All right, we'll give you an extra discount if you want to do that. I think one thing everyone shared their story is one common ground. I feel like we never really used the CNC before we got into this business, and now we're literally teaching hundreds of people how to use their CNCs. That just goes to prove that this technology can be picked up by anybody. You don't need any experience. You don't need to be a coder or a machinist. Like anyone can do it. So if you guys have friends and families, you should definitely share this technology with them. Let them experience how cool it is. And that's kind of what we want to do. Go through you guys, and we try to help you do that.
And okay, I see Angel. I see you on there. Angel's been with us for a while now. He's he got a machine a while back. Shout out to Angel, Semper Fi. He's also a Marine, and he's been amazing. Appreciate all the support.
We got a couple of questions.
Yeah, if you have questions, put them in the chat, and then we'll remember to get to it.
Greg has a question. There are many programs for designing. Why did you guys settle on Vectric?
Settle. Taking
Well,
shots at
I love VCarve because firstly, it's a woodworking tool software designed by woodworkers for woodworkers. So out of all the type of software out there, it's very easy. It's got an interface where there's other amazing software out there too, but this one is as straightforward as I think it can come, because you don't need a in-depth CAD design software knowledge. Like, you don't need to go to school and know how to do graphic design. When I started, I was just a dumb Marine. I had no idea anything about graphic design, right? I was like, what is this? But when you navigate it, it's very process oriented. So you know exactly, I'm going to start on the top left corner of the screen. I've already measured my material. This is the thickness. This is what I'm going to be doing. And then you just walk through the process, and you can import that into the UC CNC software, which is run on a Windows operating system that's connected directly to your computer, right? So for my background, I had a lot of knowledge on how to use computers, things like that, from gaming, from just downloading movies online, YouTube, whatever it may be, but I never actually made something in a software. And the cool thing about the VCarve also is like the payment plan structure that they have for the pricing. It's not subscription, it's just a one-time payment, and you own that license for life. So for me, I don't really like to do subscriptions really, but I like to just pay one time, get it out of the way, right? So that was the biggest draw for me as far as when we decided to partner with VCarve.
It's also very popular. Like their user base is very big. There's tons of videos, people just giving information on the software. So like Sonny said, it's already very easy to pick up and learn. On top of that, you have like a huge user community, and there's tons of videos, so much information that you could know nothing about it. Just go online, watch a couple of videos for 30 minutes, and you could pretty much learn on your own. And that's another big reason kind of why we went with that. Ron also asks, will you offer design services in the future? I would love to give you my idea and have you 3D it. and I make it.
Okay. I mean, if there are a lot of graphic design inclined people in this chat also, feel free to respond to that. We're certainly always definitely able to help you depending on the scale of the project and what you're trying to do.
Okay.
What other questions do we
What
have?
will be the upgrade path to a newer machine? Upgrade path? What
Great
do you mean by upgrade path? Like once you outgrow your machine, or maybe you outgrow your production needs, your demand, you need to have a second machine possibly. Depending on, it really depends on what you're doing with the machine. If you're doing like some sales with it, and have demand, and always better to have a second machine, or you need to crank in more faster. Trade-ins, we probably will not really be. We don't have that right now, so I mean anything's possible in the future. But as of now, we don't have a trade-in program. But these machines are made to last very, very long time, many years. So you can always keep the machine, or you can maybe sell it to a local guy. A lot of guys are doing that. Trading just trading is just difficult because it's such a big machine, and you got to pack it up and ship it back across the country just to get a trade in. So that's the only problem. It's not like an iPhone or anything, but
Yeah.
anything's possible in the future though.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say no.
What other questions?
That's pretty much it here. Tips on daily, weekly, monthly machine maintenance that we should be performing. Arb is asking that. Tips on daily, weekly, monthly machine maintenance.
So it really depends on how often you're cutting. If you're machining every day, if you're running the system 10 hours plus a day, you're probably gonna need to frequently add more 3-in-1 oil to the ball screws. Even the grease for your ball bearing block for each of the axes, you don't have to do that as frequently. But if you're someone who's doing this for a hobby and you're maybe only like a weekend warrior per se, then maybe every 3 months you're able to do that. But if you're like a full-on business, you're constantly cutting aluminum, the harder materials, then yeah, I'd say you want to add more of that into your maintenance schedule, your PMs, right? So the biggest thing about ball screw systems that I don't want to go into too much details on specs, but the ball screw systems, like even all of you that have heard me talk a lot, they're like the best for the longevity, because the maintenance, the PM, as long as you're taking care of the system, it's so bare minimum, you don't even have to worry about it. You probably change out your oil more frequently than you have to worry about maintaining your CNC on the ball screw systems, right? So grease is a big thing, and 3-in-1 oil applied with a gentle cloth directly onto each of the ball screws. That would be the maintenance that you want to look into.
Simple one also would be surfacing your machine. That goes a very long way, surprisingly. You wouldn't think you'd do it once and you think you're good, but yeah, just even things like temperature, cutting into the material, if you're doing a profile pass and it goes through, I personally recommend surfacing your machine at least once a month, but you can monitor it and call for yourself.
So yeah, I see 2 questions here, all mentioning about laser machines in the possible future. I'm not gonna say no, but I would say stay tuned. We have had that type of discussion before, but right now we have the problem is we have so many great ideas, and we always want to innovate. But the thing is, how do we properly bring that to the market and bring it out there for you guys? So the answer is not no. I'll just keep it at that for now. What other? We got Ron on here. Ron is also another one of our new customers. He recently purchased this month too. He's out there in Las Vegas, right? Let me know how that Medusa carving went for you last night that I was helping you with. If you could share a picture. I'm sure it went smoothly. Let me know if there was a different outcome, and I'll help you out.
Greg has do you find that tramming is necessary on a new machine? I mean, tramming on the B series, let's just say it's designed to be assembled that you don't need tramming. That being said, there's slight variation on how people mount the spindle because there are 6 bolts top and bottom that you kind of have to do yourself once you get the machine. So a lot of times that can be adjusted, just remounting it and screwing it in evenly and then running the surface path again will make a big difference. There are cases where you might demand more accuracy than that, and then you kind of need some kind of dial gauge with some shims, and we have helped people with it. People have done it themselves to get it really super dialed in, but generally, you know, for most uses, just mounting it should be good enough, unless you know, I wouldn't really be too concerned about it, Greg, unless you're seeing issues in any way. Just give us a call and we could walk you through the process for sure.
Yeah, so that's a little more common on the B series, because it is, at the end of the day, you're still talking an entry level machine, right? But any type of machine in that in that price point or lower, you're gonna have to add some type of tramming, and on those other machines, it's gonna be a lot more than what you would see on the i2R B series. So if you're talking about our production level machines like the executive series, like there's no reason for you to ever have to trim that, right? So it's just a matter of perspective. But from my experience with the B series, there's only been minor cases where people really wanted to get near zero, but at the end of the day, realize you're still only paying $4,000 to $5,000 on that smallest size machine, depending on when you bought it, right? So just to know, like, from when we first started, the prices of our machines and material costs, especially in the world we live in, they continue to increase. And we always try to keep it down and provide you with the best value. But at the end of the day, it's demand and your production, what type of cost is there. So we will always provide you value, but just know that what we offer to the market is the best you can get with that price point. So we will help you if you do need some type of shims added onto the B series. But specifically to answer that question, that B series on the i2R especially is not designed to be trimmed, right? So I hope that answers your question there, Greg.
Yeah, I told them to do it. Check on the Facebook group. Facebook owner groups, people have shared on their tramming process. And I guess you could also call us and we can walk you through it. But, you know, you just need a dial gauge and some shims.
Okay. So for all of the business owners, if you're even thinking about doing a side hustle, would love to hear your feedback on what you're using your machine for, what your thoughts on what you're going to make, what your projects are. I know just yesterday I talked to one of our customers and I was like impressed. He's a retired he lives out in I forgot what state, but he basically has 2 of our machines and he's making $80,000 a year selling on Etsy and eBay. And I was like, okay, I thought you retired. So he's full on grown a whole new business out of his retirement. So you don't even have to think about that big of a picture, but all the merrier. Why not? I would love to make another $80,000 on the weekend just doing that with a CNC on top of this, right? So even if you're not with that mindset and you want to do it for fun, it's important about just having a system you can rely on, a system that you could go to and just get it done. I know we're a community of doers. Just yesterday, I know I was mentioning Ron over there. He said he was worried because he's scared like what the machine's gonna react because it's his first time, even though we walked him through the process step by step. And even just like the smallest mistake he made, he like skipped a line on the G code. G code, you don't even know how to read it. The program does that for you, but he skipped a line and the spindle didn't turn off. It drove right into the material and he was like freaking out because, oh my God, is my machine gonna break? I was like, don't worry, man. She could take it because she's designed to take it. She's gonna last. Even if you crash that really hard into a clamp by accident, the machine's gonna be fine. All you gotta do is just power it down, turn it back on, rehome it. She'll be fine. She can take that damage. But that's not to say don't mistreat your CNC. Yeah. I'm just saying that's the quality of the build that you have that you're putting into.
Your bit will probably break. Yeah.
But for him, he was lucky. He was using a 1/4 inch. So
yeah,
at that point, we were able to get it up and running, and he still finished his project. So that's my input there. Tagline: get it done. Thank you, Josh. That's great. Who else?
CNC your future.
Any other questions that we have, comments?
Anything you guys want to see on future streams, let us know. You can shoot us a DM, email, whatever. We'll also record this and we'll try to put it up on YouTube. You know, maybe we'll cut it up and make it a little bit more polished, you know, and hopefully we could make these better in the future. This is our first one.
Yeah.
Just let us know of anything. Okay, so you guys have anything else to add?
Oh, no.
We good?
Thanks for joining in.
Thanks, Jordan.
All right, so I want to respect your time. Thank you guys for joining. We'll have same stream next week on another topic. So
Yeah,
I'll see you guys next week.
Put in the chat what you would like to see for future topics.
And remember,
so
if any of you are interested in the A or W pre-order, DM us or email us i2R live stream for a special discount. i2R live stream, DM, email.
And you gotta send that in by tomorrow, end of business day, like end of the evening. That's the only time that's available. After that, this one-time offer is done. But tune in more on these weekly webcasts. We have a lot of promos that we're gonna be throwing in. But you have to be part of this. You have to tune in to qualify. For everyone else, thank you for being here, and I continue to look forward to working with you all.
Thanks, guys.